Alright, just check if it go live. It says we're live.
Okay, yeah, that's all.
We live. Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, brother Kasha Kwala.
Brother Sakaya.
First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the room to teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. As you can see on the title of the lesson, be the example. All right, you have to be the example because we're coming into a time where a lot of people are going to look up to us. Okay, a lot of people are going to be seeking, you can say, refuge. A lot of people are going to looking for safety, and the reason why they're going to come to us is they're going to see, according to what the scriptures say, all these pestilence and plagues, but none shall come nigh unto us. When they see nothing's happening to us, they're going to look at us as their refuge. And also, people are going to be looking for answers, and we have to be ready to give answer and apt to teach. I'm not saying we're going to be out there breaking down things, but we're going to be teaching them that, hey, the reason all this is going down is because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
God.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to be the example and show them the scripts through us, man. All right? Because we have to emulate the things that we read about in the scripts. So without further ado, we're going to get some of Paul's sayings in his epistle in the book of Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 3rd chapter. You got it, bro.
God, this is 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 6. It says, "Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly."
Right, that you withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly. Now forget, let me get something real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 4. It says, "Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders." Now, I'm not saying that it's to look at your bro sideways, but this goes into, the whole nation. Okay, we know 2/3 are Israelites, and consider them, our people. But you gotta watch them, dude. You watch them people, man. And every individual who does not walk uprightly, you gotta remove yourself far from that. Get a Proverbs chapter 4. I want to say like verse 27. You gonna say something?
God, I was going to say too, what the script, I'm just roughly paraphrasing. It says, we're sheep in the midst of wolves. Okay? And wolves are seeking, they're very deceitful. They lay low, they crouch low, and they bite, man. Okay? You got, a lot of our people out there in the world, they're carnal. They're always trying to scheme, always trying to get some type of money out of you or someone else. They steal a lot. So you gotta, you gotta watch, man.
Right.
Especially, being out there.
Being circumspect and be not cautious, but conscious of your actions, and where you position yourself. Which all of that, all those words in combined, come up with two words that pop up: situational awareness. Or you got it, bro.
Okay.
I think it's like the last verse.
Proverbs
4.
Okay. This is
Keep thy foot from evil.
I'm gonna start at verse 26.
Okay.
It's Proverbs 4 and 26. It says, "Ponder the path of thy feet."
Ooh, yeah, it's a spirit. That's a good place to start. You got it, bro.
"And let all thy ways be established."
Exactly. Ponder the path of thy feet. I mean, I'm gonna say it bluntly. Give a damn about what you're doing. All right. There's a certain persona and a certain way you should be conducting yourself to be an example. You have to ponder on your moves, man. Am I moving correctly? Am I doing the right thing? And how do you do that? By fear. You fearing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So am I moving correctly? Am I being a good example to my bros? Are my bros being a good example to me? Because I look up to a lot of bros, man. I watch them. Especially leadership. And leadership knows that. Being a bishop, you're an overseer. So you're overseeing the flock, but best believe that the flock is watching you. So I watch how they move. And of course, they got to be great examples. Because as the head is, the rest of the body.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? As the head is, the rest of the body. If you're being led incorrectly, it goes into it in Sirach, the 10th chapter.
Yeah.
You know? But you have to ponder the ways of your feet. Restarted?
This is Proverbs 4 in verse 26. It says, ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established.
Yeah.
And yes, man, hey, in Yahweh Bashim Shad, you gotta watch, man, okay? Watch what you're doing carefully. Am I doing this? Am I intaking this? All right? Prime example, that's why we observe what we eat. That's why we do examine ourselves. You got scripts on that. That's why we do check on bros. That's why we do link with bros to get that just observing the leadership. Because what? We want to become great leaders too. If the Lord give us a portion, in that day, what are we gonna have to do? We're gonna have to lead. Of course, we're gonna think back on what was with this bro, that bro. Okay, we're gonna think back on these certain situations. We're gonna be like, man, what would he do? What would he do? What did I learn from being around, these great men? Okay, what would Yahweh Shah do? Okay, so we're coming into those times, man. Even when we're alone, we still be like, okay. I remember the brother Yaqua, he was going into camp with visionaries.
Right.
Okay, so we plan things, all right, according to our lifestyle, and we trim certain things about ourselves. What should we do? What should we do tomorrow? Lord willing. Okay, we just plan things out. Okay, as leaders would. But I'm gonna continue verse 27. It says, "Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil."
That's it. Remove thy foot from evil, man. Elder Aratazah loves to bring that script out because removing yourself from evil is a wise thing to do. And when you're removing yourself from evil or bad times, you're removing yourself from individuals who conduct themselves and indulge in that evil. Therefore, you're not taking on characteristics as such. If you're removing yourself from evil, then you're turning to the good, and that's how you're going to conduct yourself, and that's how you be a good example. You can go back to Thessalonians. You got a precept?
I'll bring it out after this.
Okay, come on.
This is 2 Thessalonians,
3 and 6.
3 and verse 6. It says, "Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly,
Right.
and not after the tradition which he received of us."
Right.
It says, verse 7 says, "For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us, for we behave not ourselves disorderly among you."
Right. So he's saying, y'all know how y'all ought to behave. Like, you know better. Because what? We did not conduct ourselves disorderly to you. Go ahead.
This is verse 8. It says, "Neither did we eat any man's bread for naught."
Hold on. So yeah, neither do we eat any man's bread for naught. So Paul is breaking down to the Thessalonians. And really, when you read 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, the church of Thessalonica, they had a good report. You know what I'm saying? But he was just letting them know. Yeah, that's what the scriptures say. Admonish a friend, he may not have done it, but if he did, he'd do it no more. Admonish a friend, he may have said it, and if he did, he will say it no more. This is an admonishment. It's like, look, when I was around y'all, did we do this? Did we do that to you? No, we didn't. Did we defraud you? Were we disorderly? No. And why were we like that? So you have an example to follow after. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8. "Neither did we eat any man's bread for naught,
Right.
but wrought with labor and travail night and day."
Right. We just did the work. We just put in work because this is what we want y'all to do. Go ahead.
"That we may not be chargeable
Right.
to any of you."
To being a good example, you got to be blameless. You see what I'm saying? You have to be blameless. You can't, which goes into you can't be hypocritical. You're trying to be an example to be a good person, but in turn, you coveting a man's wife or his substance. You see what I'm saying?
God.
Or being just a straight demon. You can't be a good example if you can't be the example that you're saying to be if you're not actually portraying it and actually putting it into action. Go ahead, brother.
God. Verse 9 says, not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an example
There you go.
unto you to follow us.
There you go. They conducting themselves orderly and not disorderly as we are to do, not for anything else but you to follow the correct way to go. You see what I'm saying? That's why Paul said what he said in 1 Corinthians 11:1. Be ye followers of me as I am of Yahushua Mashiach. Because Yahushua was the ultimate example on how to move, how to conduct yourself, how to deal with people, how to show mercy, all these things.
Not envying. Man, the list goes on and on as far as how to conduct yourself. Even when Judas betrayed him, you know, what if someone betrayed us? How should we act? You know, we got those examples like that to look back upon, man, and say, all right, let me just lay low, let me chill, let me still, you know, be an example, let me still do good. Because at the end of the day, like the brother said earlier, we just want to be blameless in all things, in good and good scenarios and bad scenarios. You just want to lay low. You know, the scripture says what? Just roughly paraphrasing it. I say this a lot. Harmless as doves and wise as serpents. Okay, just be harmless. Just be a dove, but be wise. Use your head.
Right.
Okay, keep your head on the swivel. Think.
It's logic.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be being a man. You exhibit a lot of logical actions and logical thoughts. You know, you gotta if you're lacking logic, it means you're irrational. You're making rash decisions and getting yourself in predicaments that you never had to be in if you would have just been logical and with a sound mind, like the First Thessalonians talks about, having a sober mind. You see? That having a sober, clear state of mind, you will get to think, okay, this happened. All right. So what are my next steps? All right, this happened. Okay. Let's try to, it may be something like getting a flat tire or something quote unquote negative, right? Okay. Let's try to find the silver lining in this. The bishop had told us the other day, we got to be, yesterday, we got to be more optimistic instead of pessimistic. Be the positive individual. Be the catalyst that starts positivity instead of being the catalyst that starts negativity. Don't be the one who instigates a negative situation. That's not wise. That's not being a good example. You should always show forth a positive path, you could say. You know?
If I can say, even with the brother Gamal, and you was founded on earlier account, I know you brought up the flat tire. Well, even in cases like that, you might not look at it the same as if you got a flat tire when you first came in the truth. Right. I know you could be more you can make more irrational decisions when you had a when you have a younger mindset, so to speak. But later on, when you just keep going through things and overcoming them, you might come across something, a little situation that's negative, and you just be like, fuck it. Know, I'm just gonna deal with it. I'm gonna get it done, and then boom, you're at home chilling.
Exactly. It's like
continue on with your life.
I know we dragging on the flat tire or something, but the brothers be catching flats like motherfucker, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? But you catch a flat, how you dealt with it, man? Man, F this, F that, bleep this, bleep that. Damn, man, I'm going through it, man. Bro, you caught a flat. You'll be alright. And now when you grow in the thing, you catch a flat. Oh shit, I guess I just wasn't supposed to be at that destination at this time. The Lord is protecting me. That's how you look at it now. No, it's nothing. I got a spare in the back, or I got roadside assistance. Or even if roadside assistants don't come, I got the whole brotherhood. We have a good supporting cast for us not to be irrational. You see what I'm saying? And to be logical. Like, hey, okay, I'm in this part of the city. What brother lives closest? Or what brother's not busy? Put it in your group chat. You know? Instead of being an example. Because there's two examples, man. A good one and a bad one.
Man, if I can bring that word out, because I was just
Yeah.
reading it.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is the word example on the Etymology Act. It says an instance typical of a class, a model, either good or bad.
Woo! Hey, you said typical of a class?
Mm-hmm.
You ever, I don't know, a lot of brothers watch soccer, but soccer or football overseas is what they call it. When a player plays, usually the commentators usually say, hey, he plays with a lot of class. Because that's the example on how the correct way or example on how to play the game. He has a lot of class, man. And when you're being a good example, you got class.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Kind of says a model, either good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
It says action or conduct as an object of intimidation. It says an example to be avoided. It says punishment as a warning. Okay. It says sample, model, example. It says
Precedent.
Precedent.
Mm-hmm.
And it says cautionary. Cautionary tale, pattern, remove, take out, take away.
Hey, pattern. You're being a good example. You show good patterns. All right, good characteristic type patterns. This brother consistently is, on point. He's consistently, brotherly. He's humble. He's meek. No, he's showing good patterns and signs of being a good example, man. And this is the things that we have to practice today for people in turn to see us when that time comes. Don't nobody want to be around someone who's irrational and scared and they're panicking and stuff. We're in this thing, this truth, so we can have a good, to be a good example in that day. But we're in this thing right now to learn how to move for in that day, so we can be that example. I always say, man, when this thing really hits the fan, everybody's gonna get shook. I'm talking about everybody. All right? But there's going to be people who get shook and bug out. There's going to be the ones like, whoa, what the hell? Okay, it's game time. You see what I'm saying? It's like kind of like, we both play football. You kind of get the first game jitters. And you make that first hit. Oh, I'm in this thing now.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or you may get hit. Okay, that's what they coming with? Let's go. Now you in the groove. The nervous jitters are out the window.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is. When Jacob's trouble come, we're gonna feel that initial impact, but we've been in this truth to embrace. No, everybody's just standing. So once we embrace, boom, we take the initial, okay, that's what it came with. Now the Lord got your back and you be the example, man.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to the scripts.
God. 1 Thessalonians 3 and verse 10, it says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly,
right,
work of not at all, but are busybodies.
Right.
Verse
just
12.
in everyone else's other business and always got to be doing something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just doing good like the scriptures tell you in Titus. I know it's speaking on the woman in Titus, the 2nd chapter, but it just says good. Instead of just being good, you're always worried about the next person instead of your own self. Instead of working on yourself to become a better individual. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you working on yourself to be a better individual. A brother who may be falling on the wayside a little bit and then ends up looking at you is like, damn, I need to get like him. Or just start following the path of him. He's showing a good example. This is probably how I can get back on track. You being a good example is saving people's lives, man. You know? That's about it on that. Just finish that last verse. You get your precept that you have.
Verse 11 says, "For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, worketh not at all, but are busybodies." Verse 12, "Now them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, that with quickness they work and eat their own bread." And of course, those are the ones who be on point, basically. Okay? You know, they're doing their thing, they're taking their daily cross, they're fasting, they're praying, you know, they're increasing. And you know, you're gonna come to a point of time where you might be stumbling, you might slip up. So, but this is why the Lord set up examples all around you so that you can still grow. Okay? What the scripture says, it says, righteous man falls 7 times. All right? And you're gonna go through those moments. But either you're gonna fall and be done away with, or you're gonna fall and pick yourself back up and keep rolling with the punches, man. All right? Keep enduring, keep running this race of faith, man. Okay? Just abiding in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's it. Just about all I had on that.
Come on, you can bring you a precept up.
God, find it right quick. This is 1 Timothy 4 and verse 11. It says, "These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, and conversation, and charity, and spirit, and faith, and purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine." Because all these things is just going to benefit you as an Israelite man, and also is going to basically put you in good hands as far as getting salvations. Okay? When the Lord come back, you're going to be that sheep that's just going to be good, blameless. All right? You've been doing everything you're supposed to be doing so that you can get saved up out of here. Now, as for those who haven't been doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you see them out there, we see them on a daily basis, okay? Those are the ones who's going to fall into that damnation, man. Those are the ones who's going to be judged with that thermonuclear missiles, man, okay? But I'm going to get back to 12. It says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be ye thou an example of believers," okay? Keep believing, man.
That's cool.
All right?
Yeah.
Just keep believing. No matter where you at, no matter what you're going through, just believe, man. Believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Don't believe in Esau doctrines, okay? Don't believe in that chip. Don't believe a dude said, "Hey, man, you stressed, you want to roll up." Nah, man, all right? Take some credit, drink some wine, and go home, man. Or something, man. Okay? It says,
hey, Shalom, I saw Officer Nathaniel on the comic board. Shalom, bro.
God, shalom, brother.
Yeah, bro.
It says, and word. Yes, man, always keep these words within your la'ab, your heart, okay, your mind. This is the treasure at the end of the day, okay? Nobody can but twist this word, especially if you grounded in this thing, all right? Nobody can remove you from this thing but you, all right? So always believe and stay grounded in this word. It says, in conversation. Yes, man. We ain't, every time we were bros, even in the world, we ain't going to talk about, smoking and, his woman looking bad and that. Nah, man. Everything we talk about always comes back towards you. How about Shem Yahushua, okay? Whether it be a good scenario conversation or someone going through something, okay? Or a bad, scenario, so to speak. It says, in charity, bro's gonna always show that love, man, okay? We ain't gonna be beefing over, who block this is, okay? We ain't gonna be smacking nobody. We're not gonna be jacking nobody up, acting all like wild grapes, okay? No, we're gonna stay cool, calm, and collective. Because what? We believe and we're doing everything according to the word. It says in word right there. It says comma and word, comma. Okay? It says in charity and spirit and faith and purity. At the end of the day, the Lord is here to purify us, all right, beautify us, Because what? It says what? Ye are the light of the world, man. Okay? Everybody's going to see you. All right? You're the vessel that the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is using. So people's going to see you, man. Okay? So if the Lord put that light within you, bring forth good lights.
So you know, let your light shine.
Yeah, let your light shine. Okay? And righteousness.
I got a quick precept. You have any other precept?
I might check this word out right quick.
Kind of. Matter of fact, get your word. We'll just close it out on this one.
Kind of. Because this is the word light on online it's mine. It says,
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the word light in Hebrew is on one, right?
I believe so.
On one, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
It says brightness. It says radiant energy. Okay. It says that which make things visible.
Mhm.
People are living in darkness. Okay. Now, what's the main thing that we're making visual? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. People know the name now. You know, of course, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all the way on down. Okay. People know the name now, and they see. You have examples where individuals might come to certain bros and be like, y'all love each other, don't y'all?
I got a precept for you, bro.
You got it.
You're going back to Thessalonians, and you got it.
Come
This is
on.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 5. Ye are the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not children of the night, nor of darkness. You got it, bro.
Nor darkness, okay? We know those people over there, they're living in that gross darkness. But over here, ain't nothing but love, man. Charity. It's that beautiful light, okay? It's that light that people need, man. That people need for healing, man, okay? That's why individuals can, oh, man, you're different. Oh, yeah, y'all different, man. It look like y'all love each other. Yeah, we see y'all all the time, man. Y'all make me happy. Y'all put a smile. Hey, there's going to be a lot of people who's going to come from different backgrounds. You're going to have to be that light, man, to them. You're going to have to be that, quote-unquote, comforter, all right? You're going to be that example, man, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of healing that's going to take place. People going to be in some messed up situations. And they're going to be trying to find the answers, man, okay? Now, it says that, I'm going to go back to the word light, of course. It says, that which make things visible, like daylight, spiritual illumination. Because everybody is spiritually dead, man. Okay? We're here to make you alive again through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. I said it earlier, without this word, you're going to remain in the congregation of the dead, man. In order to be alive, to be lively, you got to come back to this light source, man. All right? That light tower, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Okay? So you can start trimming your ways. And you start to feel alive. You know, you start taking herbs. You start changing your daily routines as a man. You start doing certain things in your household. And you just become lively, man. You start putting good smells in the air, sweet smells. You start praying more and more. That's just what the Lord's looking for, man. You just become lively. All right? He wants you because of that. He wants to take you up out of this place, give you a new body, good job, my good and faithful servant.
And being a light, it makes you a beacon.
Yep.
All right, you ever seen a light tower? Right, and at nighttime, it pretty much it signifies that there's land ahead for the ships that are out.
Yep.
Now, guess what? All right, you being a light in this dark place, the Lord can pinpoint you better. You see what I'm saying? Oh, there goes one of the elect. There goes another one. There goes another one. It would be easy to pick out, man.
God.
All right, because he can see the lights that are, around the earth in the darkness of this place, man.
God.
We got more on that word light.
One more main point.
God.
Okay, it's going to go into exactly what the brother was talking about. I'm going to jump down. And it's still talking about the word light. It says a source of joy or delight has been the light of someone's eyes.
Woo! See?
Yep. You see. They see you.
Right, they see you.
God.
And even so, you walk around with that twinkle in your eye too, man. Because that's another thing too. It said the joy too in there, right?
Yeah, God, I did.
There's another thing that we possess by reading these scripts and having the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, having our backs, man.
Mm-hmm.
We have joy in this dark, wicked ass place. A lot of people walk around miserable, but somehow this brother, myself, and all the other brothers, sincere Akim out there, we find joy in this trash place. We find light in this dark place. And that is a clear example of there's something up with this guy. There's something that he has that I've been searching for. And people are going to look at that. Your light is going to be an example in itself. You know? I wanted to get this real quick and we close it out.
Okay.
It's Philippians chapter 2 and 1. It says, if there be therefore any consolation in Hamashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, meaning association with the Spirit, it says, if any vows and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, according to being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. Okay, so nothing through contentions or empty pride. The word strife means to contend, and vainglory means empty pride. It says, but in lowliness of mind, so going back to meekness and humbleness, let each esteem other better than themselves. Verse 4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. This is the point. Verse 5, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua HaMashiach. So with the verse 5 bringing it all together, verse 4, 3, 2, and 1, these were all characteristics that Yahushua portrayed. That's why Paul said in verse 5, let this mind be in you, which is also in Yahushua HaMashiach, because Yahushua emulated the perfect example of what to follow.
God.
You see, you have to have all those characteristics to be a good example. Think about it. The example that Yahushua was, he was such a good example. The whole world knows about him. Even if they call him the wrong name. Jesus or Yeshua or whatever. His example and his characteristics and how he moved, most people have a clue about it.
Yeah. Whether you're a Muslim, whether you're an atheist, or whether you act like as if you don't believe in anything, but you still know of.
You still know it because the example that he portrayed while he was on earth. I don't care what nobody says. He was the ultimate example. Everybody knows who this man was. Mm-hmm. And they knew who, but not everybody understood him. And the Spirit of the Lord gave us the opportunity, which means the chance for advancement, to understand the movements of Yahushua. Mm-hmm. So we can be an example, because we're trying to be like him. The scriptures say we're being joint heirs. If you're a joint heir, you're like somebody. Mm-hmm. All the way in Genesis 1 and 26, it says we shall create men in our likeness and our image. Our likeness is like our characteristics. So the example of us is how we're going to create men. Yep. You see what I'm saying? They had the 1144 Yahushua had a platform to work off to create men. Us. We have to be that example to everybody else. I'll say everybody else in the 1/3 the elect. So we can bring up the fold in. Get the hell about this place, man. You gotta be the example. You have any closing words, statement?
Yeah, it was what Yahushua was saying when he was saying he was building the garden. The Isaiah the 5th chapter.
Go and get it.
Con.
Might as well just go ahead and we'll close out on that.
Con.
Isaiah 5. So he was saying, what more could I have done?
Yep.
This is Isaiah 5 and 1. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my well-beloved touching his vineyard. Well-beloved with the vineyard and a very fruitful hill. Mm-hmm. Get Psalm 80 and 8. Psalm chapter 80, verse 8. It says, verse 2, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. Go ahead, read that.
God, this is Psalms 80 and verse 8. It says, thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt, thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparest room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and filled the land. That's like it, and it filled the land.
And it filled the land. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's what the Lord did for us. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me go back to, because I know some more of that. No, that's fine. That's fine. Because verse 8, it says, Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Right, out of bondage, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bring that good vine out of this place, man. All right, which is the elect 144, you know. So going back to Isaiah 5:2, it says, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. So he's making it look good now.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you pluck the weeds out of your garden and things of that nature, and get all that unnecessary stuff out of there, that rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and planted it with the choicest vine, meaning the best ones, and built a tower in the midst of it, which goes back to Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10.
Yep.
Which the tower that he put in the midst of it was what? His name. Okay? So pretty much that tower that he put in the midst of it was his name, but that's him claiming us.
God.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Lord claiming us. You make something or whatever and you put your name on it.
Mm-hmm.
I claim that. That's mine.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It says, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a wine press therein. And he took and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
So within that bunch, one of the grapes was a bad example. Then it multiplied, brought forth wild grapes. Here it is. He did all these things for you. The choicest vine. You're supposed to just be grapes. Simple, pure grapes.
That's the saying. One bad apple
Mm-hmm.
spoil the whole thing, man.
Yep.
That's why another saying says it takes a village to raise a child. You have that one bad child, you're screwed. Now he's going to be that example of what not to do, and the other children are going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the scriptures have laws on that. You got to get rid of that stubborn child. Go ahead, bro. Salaki, you saying something?
Oh no, I was just saying, just to get back on the point, that here it is today. That's why you have good examples. But if you don't follow that example, those good examples, you're going to turn into a wild grape, which is a bad example. Okay, there's going to be a bad example for those who get destroyed in that fire, man. Because you could have been with the good. All you had to do was repent. All you had to do was trim your old man and turn back to our power, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that the word didn't call God in Jesus Christ. All right? Like the brother said, the one of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that we had the opportunity, a chance to advance in his words, man. Okay? And we still trying our best not to be a wild grape until this day, man. Okay? Did you finish that?
No.
Okay.
Verse 3, it says, and now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. That's Israel.
Yeah.
All right. It says that verse 4, what could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it?
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, it brought forth wild grapes. Right.
So he did all of these things, okay? Tried to purify you. He delivered us from Egypt. He fed us, clothed us. Even unto this day, gave us the name back. What more is he going to do? The last thing to do is for him to just come back and save the ones who truly believe in him, which is the elect, following the 1/3, and to use that wine press on the wild grapes, man. Okay, what do you do with a wine press? You put the wine in there and you press on it, and it bursts. Blood. Okay, so he's gonna use that wine press coming in these times, man. And for those good grapes, he's just gonna keep taking it. Hey, we're going back to the land of Israel, man.
That's it.
You know.
So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Be the good example. All right. Keep striving for the perfection and mastery. Strive for the masteries. But be perfect as my Father is in heaven is perfect, like the scriptures say in Matthew 5:48. All right. Keep striving for it. So with that, we give all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem,
Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, ruling and teach well. Peace of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Until the next time. Shalom.
Shalom.